Hi, my lovelies. Okay, I'm gonna wait for everybody to jump on. I'm pretty sure I made it public. Um, I'm pretty sure I made this public, so we're gonna wait for the notification to go out. Uh-huh. There we go. Boom. Welcome to the underworld. Let me give y'all a second to come on in. I got a headache today. Scorpio season. Hey, how are you? Hey, Jasmine. How you feeling today with this energy? I got a headache, Jasmine. Hey, Ashanti. I got a headache. So I wanted to jump on for a little while. I didn't get to go live yesterday, and my apologies. I did not know when someone transitioned that you got like so much. There's so much to do behind the scenes. Yesterday, I literally spent like 7.5 hours just running around taking care of some stuff. So, realistically speaking, I don't think I'll be able to get the daily vibrations up in back in a consistent rotation until the first, along with all of the monthlies. All of that will be on the first. Okay, there's a few things that I need to take care of, family wise, and it's kind of tampering with my schedule. All right, so I want to talk about the underworld today because we're in Scorpio season, y'all. Okay, so we are officially in the underworld, Scorpio season. So major shout out to all my Scorpios. So I want to point out a few things also while we're waiting for more people to jump on. If y'all are checking out my background, does this not look like I literally like have like some type of green screen behind me? I'm looking at the camera and literally the background does not even look real. It looks like something that's very animated, but this is literally my backyard. So that's the sky, that's the leaves that's falling off of the tree. But it looks very animated, but it's a real, it looks fake, right? No, but it's real. It's literally, it's real. I'm outside on the deck. But it looks fake, and that's the lake behind me. So it's all real. We're going to talk about the underworld today. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask, okay? We're also, if we get a chance, we're going to pull some cards. I'm a Scorpio. Hey, only, good afternoon. So we got Jasmine, we got Ashanti, we got only on. Welcome, everybody. We got more people here, but nobody else in the chat. So welcome to Scorpio season. We are officially in the underworld. Okay, so today, officially, the sun is in Scorpio. We've transitioned over to the underworld, okay, as well as the moon is in Aquarius. So today at a whole is actually a really powerful day because you got transformation popping up today. We're going through a season of transformation. So for the next 30 days or for the next month in Scorpio season is going to be major transformation. Hey, Janelle, how are you? Right? I did the last live where I broke down like for 40 minutes what dark means and what matter means. And you can go back to that video and really get the essence of how you are going to be moving through this energy until about January 12th of 2021. Okay. Now, a few things, okay? Just an overview. I explained to you guys when you get past what you're taught about darkness or dark, right? You begin to, hey, Romeo, how are you? You begin to understand that dark is not only about evil or bad stuff. It also means hidden, obscure. We also found out that it means a lookout post to observe. And what are you observing? You're observing yourself, right? So now that we are in my season, because I am a Scorpio sun, right? We've stepped in now to the depths of things. We're now in full-fledged transformation season. All right. So you need to be mindful as you're moving throughout this energy. And I explained to you guys that the ancestors are here, the energy, there's a shifting going on, literally like a shifting. And they're back again with these one ancestor on one end, another ancestors on another end, and these are female energy. So it's feminine energy, and it's like a big shifter, and they're just shifting through things, okay? So anything that you may have felt you had a hard time getting rid of, anything that you may have felt it was difficult to overcome, you can definitely find the help with the energy in this season if you are open to it. Let me just tell you though, some of this energy is going to be uncomfortable as we're moving throughout the rest of the year, okay? Some of this energy is going to be uncomfortable, right? There's really a newness in the air and in the atmosphere if you're open to it. If you're not open to it, things will seem more difficult, right? But really what's going on right now is like you're literally, hey, Ashley, how are you, my love? You're literally going through, and the word that I'm hearing is a positioning. Hey, Latasha, there's a positioning happening, okay? Or a repositioning, actually, all right? So Sun is Scorpio today, the moon is in Aquarius. So today with the energy that you have coming forth, you have a greater depth of understanding and a greater depth of knowing today, right? With the moon being in Aquarius, it's important for you to take in all aspects of the information and all aspects of the knowledge, right? And then shift through your own inner being to see what's true to you and what's not true to you, okay? That's going to be important as you're moving throughout the Scorpio energy also, right? Be prepared to be confronted with things in the Scorpio energy or for the next month that you need to get rid of. Hey, ocean lover, how are you, sweetie? Okay. Be prepared in Scorpio season for things to be coming up that you need to get rid of. Be prepared to maybe be placed in some uncomfortable situations because of the energy, but this is just for transformation, okay? Things that you no longer need or things that you need in this season, they're going to be stirred up within this Scorpio season because you're in transformation. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I already explained to you guys the last live 2 days ago. All right, we're coming into the dark, the underworld. We're coming into the dark, what did I call it? We're coming into the underworld. We're coming into the dark season. Okay, so now that we've entered Scorpio, we're in the dark season. All right, you need to know that we're in the underworld. All right, now December 21st of 2020, right, to about December 29th of 2020, you need to circle these dates on your calendar. This is very, very powerful energy. All right, so we're looking especially between the 21st and the 25th. So that Christmas date, you need to be are mindful that we're talking about the winter solstice, okay? And when we're talking about the winter solstice, we're talking about portals being open. So don't be surprised if you see some type of major transitioning with some type of celebrity, entertainer, or political, or someone in a high political standing, okay? Because this is when you really begin to have a lot of rituals happening. Hey, Apple, how are you? Okay? So don't be surprised at that, okay? So we're looking at December 21st, 2020 to about December 29th of 2020, okay? If you're doing any type of energetical work, hey girl, I just started, Kalia. If you're doing any type of energetical work, you want to be mindful to establish yourself, okay, within that time frame, all right? Now, let me just say this right now. 2020 was all about you seeing clearly. 2020 was all about things coming into a full maturity from that 2012 energy, okay? So 2012's energy and 2020 and 2020 energy is a full completion of a cycle, okay? If you go back to 2012 and you are looking at the aspects of where you are now, there should have been something that began, something that started, that you are now coming into a full fruition of, okay? That could be something positive or that could be something negative. It just depends on where you've been planting your seeds, okay? So how are you to master this energy for the rest of the year? Go back once again to 2012's energy and take a look at 2020, and you want to make sure that you're shifting, okay? Now, this is important because I told y'all last year around this time that there would be no mistaking of identity whether or not you've chosen a different timeline, okay? There would be no mistaking, right? If you step out into the world today just looking out, you can definitely see that it's like you're walking in two different realities, right? The reality that you've created for yourself, the reality that's been created for the collective, and the reality that everybody else has created for themselves, okay? The most important thing that you need to know right now is that there is going to be, November 29th is what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing NOV29, okay? 2020, NOV29 2020. And this is going to run from like a cycle, okay. So November 29 2020, and then I'm seeing November 23, 2021. Okay, so we're talking about like a year cycle. Okay, you want to circle that date on your calendar. Okay, I don't know, I have not checked these dates, and y'all know I just say the dates and then I go back and I verify the dates. So I don't know if these dates are falling around any type of moon cycle or any type of cosmological, or astronomy type tracking. I'll have to go back and double check on that. But I'm hearing November 29th, 2020 to November 23rd of 2021. There is going to be some type of portal that's going to be open between this time frame. Okay. So now here's the key though. Okay. Here's a key, right, that everybody's going to have to be aware of. All right. There is something coming, and I want to say this could be, and I really feel it being cranked like right before the election. Okay, there's something, there's some type, they're gonna crank it. Listen, it's gonna get cranked right around the election time, and I have not been watching the news, so I don't really know if this bubbling has already started. Okay, but be prepared for around that election week. Okay, so we're really talking about, okay, so we talking about next week, y'all. Okay, now, okay, boom. Perfect way to segue into next week's energy. All right, circle, you need to circle, and if I have not given you these dates before, because I'm pretty sure I have, you need to circle 10/29, right, to 11/1. All right, but definitely specifically you want to circle 10:30 and 10:31. Okay, so major energy portal day. Okay, so on 10:31, that's going to be the strongest portal of the energy. Okay, so if you are trying to connect with any ancestors, hey Lynette, if you're trying to connect with any ancestors, if you are trying to do any type of magical work, if you're trying to do any type of releasing, if you're trying to do any type of rituals, you need to know that the energy is potent on 10/31/2020. Okay, so we're talking about Halloween. You also need to know that there's going to be mass rituals between the 29th, okay, and the 1st, okay, especially leading up to election. All right, be prepared for things to get cranked in the collective around election. I'm still freaking, listen y'all, I'm still so caught up by my background, because on camera this thing looks so fake on camera. I'm still caught up with the background. It's kind of distracting because it's beautiful, but so be prepared that things are going to get cranked around election time. Now, after election, you also need to be prepared that it's going to get cranked even more. All right. So we are talking about some type of, okay, so let me just say this. If you think they cranked it at the beginning of the year, you need to be prepared for them to crank it ×2 before the end of the year. Okay. Thank you, Ocean Lover. So you need to know that. All right, so anything that your spirit is leading you to do within the rest of the year, you need to pay attention. So I'm talking about, don't go out today, right? I'm talking about turn left. I'm talking about eat more greens. Okay, whatever your spirit is instructing you to do for the balance of the year pertaining to your own mental, spiritual, physical health and well-being, you need to be taking instructions from yourself. This is why it's important for you to get connected with the dark. Okay, once again, if you do not have the full meaning of dark matter, okay, or darkness, you need to go back to the last live, which I posted 2 days ago, because I broke that down into detail. Okay, October 29th to about November 1st. Hey Kim, all right. You need to be very mindful, especially on the 31st. You want to be mindful what you are co-signing. Be mindful of what, hey Julissa, be mindful of what you are agreeing to, okay, especially on the 31st. Now, let me tell you why. I keep explaining to you guys that your words or your spelling or spells, okay, so you can either bind yourself to something or you can free yourself from things, okay. So say, for example, if I say, you know, the view is beautiful, right? I've just literally created beauty in my life, okay? If I say, oh God, it's beautiful, but it's so fucking hot, I'm uncomfortable, then I've created chaos in my life. You understand what I'm saying? My words bind me to my experience. So especially in particularly on October 31st, you want to be mindful what you're co-signing to, especially when you're in communication with other people, okay? Be mindful of that, because that is a day where the portals is open. The veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is very thin on that day, okay? Very, very thin on that day. That is one of the Day of the Dead and Halloween is two of the most powerful days that you can do any type of communication or ritual with the ancestors. And not to say that you can't do and tap in at any time, because a lot of us do. However, I want to say this is exactly why they have, okay, let me just point this out. Any date that is a major holiday, you need to understand those are major energetic portals. All right. I'm going to repeat that again. Any day that is a major holiday, you need to understand we are talking about energetic portals, okay? All right? Or transitions within the heavens, okay? That is also creating portals of energy, all right? Now, you also need to understand what space is. Space is the womb. Everything has a space. And I broke that down in the last video, okay? This pen occupies the space. Right now, I am sharing space with this pen. When I pick up the pen and I start to write, I am sharing space with this pen, right? These cards share a space, right? My bottle of water shares a space. Everything has a space, okay? So you need to understand that. This is why you can jump in and out of states, aka spaces, and this is why you can create from any space. So you need to know that, right? This is why understanding what dark means and what darkness means is important, because we've entered the underworld, Scorpio season, transformation season, right? Now, once we jump out of Scorpio season, now we're going into the all-knowing season, right? So there's a lot going on, because we're dealing with also, we're coming out of Scorpio season, then we're going into the season of perception. That's Sagittarius, right? Everything, all 12 aspects of these zodiac signs are making up of you, all right? So understanding where the energy is and how that works and transmutes with your life is going to be important. So let me give you an example in real time of how you can utilize this energy, okay? Scorpio, 8th house energy, okay? So we're talking about transformation. Scorpio's energy in the 8th house is all about, and Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto and Mars, okay? Now, we're gonna get in more to Pluto's energy, because I talked about Mars energy a couple of months ago. So there's, you know, go back to a few videos and you can get information on Mars. So let's just talk about Pluto for a little while, okay? So Pluto is you can say like one of the high octave planets in our solar system, and Pluto is responsible for transformation, okay? Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. When we're talking about Pluto's and Scorpio's energy, and when we're talking about transformation, transformation means sometimes coming in and breaking up things to make you uncomfortable so the change can come forth, okay? So as you're moving throughout Scorpio season, you need to understand that there's going to be transformation. You're going to get deep understanding, deep awareness, right? Especially where change needs to happen. And you can also feel that shit is just being broken up, meaning shit is just not working right. Every time you try to do something, it's just not working. So you need to pay attention to that. If you feel like you're forcing something into existence in this season, especially as we're going through Scorpio season, you need to pull back and you need to observe to see if this is something that you need to transform and embrace, or transform and let go, okay? Right now, with this energy, you really shouldn't be forcing anything into being, okay? Because you're going through transformation, everything really should be unfolding. You shouldn't be forcing relationships. You shouldn't be forcing money. You shouldn't be forcing love. You shouldn't be forcing health. You shouldn't be forcing anything. You should really allow it to unfold. How do things unfold? Things unfold by you stepping into the darkness, asking yourself questions. Why do I feel like this today? Do you know if you wake up and you just feel off, like your body's aching, or, you know, you got a headache or whatever it is, do you know if you take 30 seconds to just ask yourself, one, what's going on? What am I feeling? Your spirit will tell you. And two, what do I need to do to resolve this issue? Do you know your spirit will tell you exactly what to do? Drink a cup of herbal tea. take an aspirin, take a nap, put on, 432 hertz music. Do you know your spirit will guide you and direct you to exactly where you need to be at any given moment? Any given moment. Now, since my dad transitioned, I have found myself having to do that, having to literally walk and step moment by moment, right? And that's necessary. That's going to be necessary for the last, what are we in now? Pretty much November and December, the last 2 months of the month is going to be important. You're going through transformations for Scorpio, and then you're going to hit Sagittarius, which is about, now that you've transformed, let's see if you can perceive your transformation and move with action. That's what it's going to be about when we step into Sagittarius season. This is why you need to know the archetypes of all 12 zodiac signs, because every time you step into a particular season, right, the energy changes. So if you're in Scorpio season, but you're still trying to do shit from Libra season or Virgo season, you're swimming against the tide. It's not going to work for you. You're not in the now moment. You're not in the current energy. You're not in where the sun is ruling and where the sun is shining. So you can feel some resistance there, right? You can feel like shit is not working out because you're not allowing things to unfold, okay? Does anybody got any questions for me? And I hope this is making sense, because I'm really breaking down the energy here as to what you can expect for the next 2 months, okay? And what you need to be prepared for. I haven't been watching the news, so I really don't know outside of what, I'm told by Kelly, or family members. I don't know. And energetically, I really don't know what's going on. However, I do need to let you guys know, do not be fearful. This is a time for you to tap into your higher self, because you will be guided, okay? Don't be fearful for when you see things popping off on the news, all right? Has anybody been getting any messages from any of their guides as to the energy and the things that we're stepping into? I also want you guys to pay attention to the skies, okay? There's amazing thing happening in the skies. Even in the clouds, you can definitely see some amazing things in the clouds, okay? The clouds are beginning to take shape and form, okay? There are a few people on YouTube actually that's posting a lot of stuff that's being captured, okay? So let's take a look at the energy today. All right, I just broke down to you the energy. The sun is in Scorpio, transformation season. The moon is in Aquarius, all knowing, okay? Okay, Julissa said, perfectly executed and explained. Thank you so much for sharing it. Oh, you're welcome, Julissa. All right, Chris said, any messages from my guides or ancestors? Let's see what they got to say, Chris. Let's see what the overall message for today's daily vibration is. If I can't stress enough, when things pop up, right, especially in Scorpio season, don't try to push it away, okay? I heard that if you do a protection spell on the full moon at the end of the month, it's the perfect time to see. Yep. And Goddess, Galaxy Goddess, Jasmine, the end of the month. So we're talking about the 31st, right? So we're talking about on Saturday, not this Saturday coming, not tomorrow Saturday, but next Saturday, the energy is going to be potent. You hear me? And let me just tell y'all something, to be prepared for something to pop off in social media. Don't be surprised if there's some type of protest going on because of some type of injustice. All right? Don't be surprised, because they're going to be doing heavy chaos magic next week, okay? So pay attention to that, because then we're also leading into election season. So heavy chaos magic is going to be in the collective next week, Jasmine. All right? Okay, so Chris, the ancestors are saying meditate and contemplate, okay? This is new moon and Pisces energy, all right? Pisces energy is all about understanding. And let me just tell y'all something. Is Neptune in retrograde? I believe Neptune is in retrograde. I heard we are going to need protection, Kimosa, if you feel led to do one. Okay, all right, I will. Okay, I'll let you know, Jasmine. Let me just say this to you guys, okay? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Neptune is in retrograde. So we're talking about breaking past illusions, right? So right about now, that illusionary realm, okay, or if you had blinders over your eyes over a person, a situation, a problem, you need to know right now blinders are being removed, okay? And you should have already gotten a full-fledged view of who people were in Virgo season, because we talked about that, right? And especially Leo season, right? So meditation and contemplation is going to be key as you're moving throughout the day to day. And I really feel like these messages are timeless, so you would really need to tap into your own energy to see exactly where you are and what you're feeling, okay? We also have the full moon in Aries energy, a fiery climax approaches. And if I can say this, this feels collective. This feels collective. This feel like Mars energy and something major is about to pop off in the collective, okay? I don't know why something is popping up from sports, y'all, okay? So we want to watch the sports arena too, because there's something that might go down in the sports field, or maybe something already have that, I don't know. But pay attention to the sports arena, okay? There may be something popping off major in the sports arena, okay? There may also be a death or something linked to a death, okay? That's what I'm hearing, okay? Now, the most important things that they also want you to know is you can't let your past hold you back right now. All right, you can't let your past hold you back. Now, this is South Node energy, right? Now, let me break down South Node and North Node to you, so you can have a clear understanding of why you need to understand some form of astrology, because this is a makeup of you. Okay, now, when we're talking about with South Node energy, we're talking about past energy, or we're talking about energy that you should have already learned from, okay? We're talking about maybe even past lives energy. So if you take a look at your birth chart and you're going back into South Node energy, the South Node can really give you a lot of information about past lives, okay? Now, when we look at the North Node energy, that is more current energy, is where you need to be going right now, okay? The other night, someone mentioned a famous basketball player maybe might transition. Really? Okay. Okay, see, yeah, I felt sports, actually. It felt more like sports. So North Node energy is more current energy, and the current energy of which you need to be paying attention to, okay? Now, I didn't look at, I don't remember where the nodes are, because I know they just recently changed again, okay? But you always want to pay attention to the current nodes, because the current nodes let you know collectively where we are and maybe where you need to be paying attention to, okay? But you also want to check your natal chart, North and South nodes, because that's going to tell you a lot about your current life now and what your purpose is and what the lessons may be for your current lifetime, right? And the South node would give you more of past lifetimes or things that you may have mastered in the past, okay? So that's how we're working on the nodes, right? And right now, the message is you don't want to let the past hold you back, okay? You want to learn from the past. You don't want to have it to hold you back. Now, let me give you an example of how your past can hold you back. And I think I've told this story plenty of times. I had a conversation with an older lady. This was years back. And she talked about the story of her husband, and she talked about how her husband was unfaithful and how much it hurt her, right? And I could feel the pain, because she told the story just like it was in real time. And at the end of the story, only to find out that she was talking about an incident from 30 years ago. As she sat and explained to us that story in real time, she had the passion and she had the pain and she had the anger and she had all of that stuff still dwelling in her right now moment, okay, from 30 years ago, right? Now, at this point, her husband is sick, so she's taking care of him. They're in their 70s at this point, but she is still 30 years in the past, y'all. Right? So please don't let your past hold you back, right? You can't let your past hold you back. You can't be responsible for other people's choices, other people's action. You're only responsible for your choices and your actions, right? And everything is really about a learning experience, okay? And I say this all of the time so you guys can understand this. Love does not hurt. Love does not hurt. You love your child before you can even see your child. You love your child before you can even conceive a child. You understand what I'm saying? There's no pain attached to that, right? So love doesn't hurt. What hurts is the growth and the expansion that needs to come along with life, because that puts you in an uncomfortable situations, right? That puts you in places where feelings may come up that you have to deal with, okay? So pain and growth, that's what's connected, right? Pain and growth. Even when you're lifting weights and working out and trying to build muscles and get a sexy physique or whatever the case may be, your last 5 push-ups in a 5-set rep are the toughest to get through. That last 5, those are the most painful, and thus what's going to get you through the finish line of that body, right? So it's the same thing. The sun is blocked out, got a little shadow going on, but it's the same thing, y'all. Okay, you need to think of that, right? Love is not connected to pain. We are taught that love is connected to pain, but love is not connected to pain, because you love your children even when they do fucked up things. You still love your children, right? I got teenage sons, and let me tell y'all something, boys. Ladies, listen to me, okay? If you ever used to take things personal from a man and just think they purposely would do shit to just fuck with you, I promise you, it's literally a man thing. I have teenage sons, and it is like a genetic thing, okay? Things that I used to blame my husband and take personal, these boys, they do it unconsciously, okay? So you need to know that love has no conditions, and it is not connected to pain, because you love your children even when they do bad things. You love, you can love unconditionally if you seek to do that, right? Once again, where the pain comes from is the growth and the expansion that's needed for you to evolve. You need to know that there's a difference, okay? So you don't want to let your past hold you back. And that's the message that the ancestors are saying, Chris, all right? Everybody needs to own yourself. Question is, what do you feel? What do you feel? Apples or oranges? Sad or happy? I woke up this morning and I felt irritated, right? Now, let me explain to you guys. This is something that I've been doing on a regular basis, but I have to say I've had to implement this for the past 3 weeks heavy. I literally got to wake up and I got to ask myself, right? How am I feeling today? I woke up this morning, I felt frustrated, I felt angry. And I had to ask myself, why are you feeling frustrated and angry? And then it dawned on me, oh, you didn't have your meditation or me time. I didn't have my meditation or me time. So I immediately had to shut everybody down. I need to meditate. I can't move forward until I meditate. I need my quiet time. It started at 8 o'clock. The phone started ringing at 8 o'clock. Okay. And I had not had my me time. So that first phone call irritated me because I had not grounded myself to this realm yet. Okay. So you need to be able to ask yourself what's going on with you so you can be the person to resolve it. Do not look for answers or others to resolve your issues or your situations in this season. Don't do that. Okay. Other people got to be working in their own shit. So you need to work on your stuff and allow others to work on their things, okay? Listen, if you walked into a pet store and you purchased a dog, all right, do not bring the dog home and ask the dog to operate like a cat. Don't do that, all right? Call an apple and call an orange. What are you feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling lost? Are you feeling low energy? What are you feeling? Right? Now, once again, we want to pay attention to this earth right here too, all right? Because this is also a representation of you need to ground yourself. How are you grounding yourself? You're meditating, you're contemplating. What works for you, what doesn't, what feels good, what doesn't. You're not going to be able to move through any of this energy or this energetic shift if you're not tapped into what you need and what you're feeling. You're not going to be able to move through this energy like that. It's not you. You are going to have to pay attention, okay, to how you feel, to your needs, to your wants, especially if you're a light worker. Especially if you're a light worker. You're not going to be able to negate your own feelings in this season, light workers, okay? You're not. This popped up the other day also, collaborative dreaming. And I want to say, for a lot of you, the dream world is popping right now. It is active, okay? And for those of you that don't have dreams, but you have more visions is also popping and active too, okay? So you need to be mindful of that, right? So ancestors are here heavy, all right? Guides, heavy, all right? You can look up in the skies and you can just see shit is different. There and I showed it to somebody was here the other night. I don't know if when Kelly was here, because Kelly came down to visit me, but there are two stars, all right, quote unquote stars, that come out really bright, right? And I'm in Georgia, so, I don't have a lot of that, like in New York, you had a lot of that, I don't, not as clear view of the stars in New York versus Georgia. But these two particular stars, and there's usually one on each side, they happen to change colors, right? And sometimes you can see them shifting colors, as you focus on them, maybe bouncing from green to blue to red and pinkish, okay? And then you also have, depending on the day, or maybe even, I'm gonna start tracking it to see what it does in the full moon. But I noticed there are different days that, trying to get the light in better. Okay. I think. Is that better, y'all? I'm trying to get the light in a little better. I noticed that, and I often wonder, are those really stars, right? Beautiful to look at, but that just lets me know we are not the only one that is now in our atmosphere. We're not. The veil is broken. Some of you are already starting to receive message. Some of you are already starting to see different type of entities, energy beings, orbs, okay? Some people are maybe even seeing black orbs, okay? We talked about, I don't know who said the other day that they were seeing shadow people, right? I don't know if it was Marsha. I don't know if Marsha is on here, because Marsha wanted to know about her dream, okay? This is also a season of receiving. So this is why you want to be still and listen so you can hear clearly, okay? Sacred geometry is back again, okay? So if any of you are into sacred geometry, you may definitely want to maybe print out some type of, what do they call those, mandalas? I think they call mandalas, if I'm pronouncing it properly, right? And you might want to print out something with some type of sacred geometrical pattern that you can focus on doing meditation. That's going to take you into different realms, okay? Now, let me just tell you this. There are uncountable amount of realms, okay, and worlds that like a number that you can't even compute in your head. So we're not talking about 7 worlds. We're not talking about 10. We're not talking about 9 dimensions or 9 realms. There's an infinite amount of realms. Just like there's an infinite amount of sacred geometrical patterns, okay? Each one of these sacred geometrical patterns have access to different realms, okay? So you need to know that. You're in this world, but not of it is the message, okay? And I feel like redundant, I keep repeating this, right? And I've been repeating this since the beginning of the year. You need to tap into your superpowers right now. Whether that's sensitivity to hearing, okay? We talked about this a couple of months ago. I don't know, I think it was me and Jasmine. We talked about hearing things, right? Literally having to get up and go look into the other room because I'm hearing full-fledged conversations. Okay, so being able to hear through the different realms. Some of you are starting to experience that. Some of you are starting to experience orbs. Some of you are starting to experience different spiritual gifts waking up, insight, telekinesis. Okay, all of these things are real. And as a matter of fact, I think the government just released some studies they've been doing on telekinesis and transcendental meditation and all of these wonderful things in the spiritual community that was once taboo. This has been researched, and the government has been studying these things for years. So please understand, there is a realm that you cannot see that is potent and active. And the only thing that you need to do as an individual is learn to identify how that realm works so you can tap into it, okay? That is it. And how do you do that? You are the vessel, you are the portal. You need to get to know yourself. Quiet down, start meditating, start listening, okay? Last message here is trust yourself, okay? This is really where it ends, y'all. You're going to have to trust yourself. That's the message of the day. Right? They're telling you Meditate and contemplate on what you really want, not what you fear. This is not a season to meditate and contemplate on what you fear. If something pops up that you fear, you need to confront it and deal with it. This is not the season to push it under the rug, okay? You need to understand that. Anything that you're sweeping under the rug this season is not going to be open for transformation, which is going to keep you stuck, okay? Transformation does not always feel comfortable. Sometimes it takes you out of your comfort zone. I want you to take a look at all of these beautiful butterflies in this card. Can y'all see? This is a beautiful card. Do y'all see what's going on here? Some of you are even tapping into your animal guides, okay? So you need to also ask messages from your animal guides, okay? I don't know. Somebody has mushrooms growing in their yard also. That is a signification that you got the fairy people and they're protecting your property. Okay. I don't know who that is, but somebody has mushrooms just randomly growing on their property. Okay. You need to know. Yeah. I don't know whoever that is. Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing an address. 687 Hershey Drive or Hershey. .687 like a Hershey or Hershey Drive. Okay. And I'm also hearing cul-de-sac. So you could be located in a cul-de-sac. Okay. There is something that you need to put outside your front door. Okay. You need to let your spirit guide you of what it is, because they said you have it in the house already. All right. And you need to try to do this before Halloween. Okay. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Only, you said me? Was that me to the address? Only? Hey, Saturn, how are you, my love? Only, was that you with the address? Or the mushrooms? Okay, that's the mushrooms. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. That's protection. Only. Okay, that's protection. So if anybody knows anybody with the with that address, or if anybody does the playback right with that address, and you get this message before the 31st. There's something in your house that you're welcome. There's something in your house that you need to, and it's kind of like you've already been instructed to do this, but you've been kind of lollygagging, like you're not taking it seriously. There's something in your house that you've been instructed to put either outside of your front door or by your front door, and you need to do that. Okay, you need to do that. You are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, Saturn, I gave dates in the beginning, so you might want to do playback. I'm staying in one way. I'm staying in one way out. Okay. Let me see. Jaleesa said same here with the mushrooms. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah. Mushrooms are signifying the protection, especially where we are going right now for the next 2 months. Okay. Okay, so let me see what else is coming through. Anything else you want to share? We are so thankful for all of this information. We are so thankful for all of this information. Is there anything else you want to share? Is there anything that you want to share for anyone that is on here today? Make it clear, make it plain, make it clear, make it plain, make it clear. Ronnie, why am I hearing throat? What's going on with your throat, Ronnie? Is Ronnie on here? Is Ronnie on here? Because I clearly saw Ronnie and then throat. Ronnie, what's going on with your throat? And this could be throat chakra, or I don't know, but I'm hearing throat. I don't know if Ronnie's on here, but I just heard throat. Okay, you're here. What's going on? Hey, Energy, I haven't seen you in a long time, sweetie. Nothing physically? Okay. All right. Okay, so this could be throat chakra. All right. You're in Georgia too? Okay, so, okay, throat chakra. All right. Ronnie, I'm seeing a lot of blue. Okay. I don't know what's going on with your throat chakra, but don't be surprised if you find yourself speaking up in this season, okay? Now, if you do feel your throat gets sore, or if you do feel any type of tickle or anything in your throat chakra, okay, that is an indication that you may need to speak up or you may need to pull back, all right? So pay attention to your throat, Ronnie, okay? You got throat chakra work going on, all right? Yeah. And I kind of feel like, Ronnie, I kind of feel like this has to do with a particular person. Okay? This has to do with a particular person. All right? Yeah, because now it feels like a knot in my throat. This has to do with a particular person, Ronnie. All right? Let's see. You're in Georgia too. Okay, Ocean Level says she's in Georgia. I love it in Georgia. I moved from New York to Georgia. Okay, so you've already started speak. Okay, so yeah, just know your throat chakra is going to become stronger. Have you been seeing a lot of blue, Ronnie? Just randomly? Have you been just randomly seeing the color blue? Is blue standing out to you at all? Let's see, Galaxy. I've been drawn spiders, black widows, snakes, vipers lately. Oh, you've been. Oh, okay. All right. So Jasmine, that's something that we could probably talk about on the back scene. Okay. So all right. So Ronnie. Okay. So Ronnie, Ronnie, just let me know if you've been seeing random blue. Okay. Oh my God. I just bought a blue living room. Oh my gosh. I don't even like blue, but okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You're in the right place. Yep. That's going to ground you. So just know that was not by mistake. That was not by mistake. Okay. Your throat chakra is becoming stronger. All right. That's becoming stronger. Okay. Let's see who else we got a message for on here. Energy said, I've been hearing voices for over a year now. I actually can identify them now, masculine and feminine. The masculine is a Sagittarius. Oh, look at that. Okay, did you ask them their names, Energy? And ask them, okay, that male, ask the male, because the male is showing me that male energy is showing me 1893. I don't know what happened in 1893. And I don't know what the significance is of 1893. It could be a year, or it could just be a number that represents something to you. It feels more like a year, but I'm seeing 1893 with the male aspect. And then I'm seeing war. 1893 and war energy. Right? But there's secrets there too. Oh, and then also, Energy, you need to I don't know if you astro travel, right? I don't know if you astro travel, but if you don't astro travel, you might want to start practicing that. Because I kind of feel like you astro travel, but you're not, like, you're going to become better. You need to practice astro traveling, Energy. Okay. Hey, Ryan. Oh, okay. You love war? Okay, so yeah. Ask him about war. There's something from 1893 that he's going to reveal to you, okay? And let me just tell you guys this, okay? Can I just tell you guys this? A lot of what's going to be unfolding spiritually, especially once we enter like January 12th of 2021, you need to understand that a lot of this stuff is going to be confirmation from within. You're not going to be able to find some of this stuff that's being revealed to you in books. You need to know that. You'll be able to confirm it through your community, because it's going to be several other people experiencing or getting the same message. But some of this you may not necessarily be able to find in book, because you are the fucking book. Okay? You are the book. You are the book. All right, so you need to know that. You want to know Saturn 83? I talked about that. I talked about the mushrooms, maybe wanting to try that. Or what was the other one that we talked about? Ayahuasca. So I am open to go on a journey with that. So yeah, and that's only because those are natural, but I'm not doing anything else that's not natural, so like I'll do weed, and I'll try mushrooms. I've never tried mushrooms, but I want it to be in a setting that I'm going on a spiritual experience. And I will also do I'll try our ayahuasca on a spiritual experience too. Yeah, I will do that for my spiritual journey, but it got to be in like it's not just gonna be me by myself. Like I need it to be in a controlled setting with some guy, like people that's you understand? Yeah. So people that know what they doing, honey. I need to ask about the presence too. Very strong energy at night. Usually energies feel galactic. Yeah, they are galactic. And let me just tell you something right now, ocean lover. One of the energies that's coming to you is not even from I don't okay, so first of all, let me just tell you this, okay? There is a third series, right? So you got series A, B. There's a third one. Okay. There is a third one. And when I found this out, this came through from my guide Will. And then I was able, after he told me that, I was then able, right? Ooh, sorry, ooh. After he told me that, I was then able to research it online and literally find that, yeah, it's true. So just so you know, right? You do have other energies, and one of the energies that is coming through is from the third series. Okay. And let me just tell you something too. The technology, what is it with you in technology, ocean lover? Because they're saying something about technology with you. And it's not so much of you, it doesn't really have to do with you doing or being technical. This is like here. There's something with you in technology, in like a mental technology. I don't know what that is, okay? But that energy, they're working with you in this like mental technology. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm gonna see if anything else come through ocean lover, but it's technology, but it's more mental technology. It's kind of like being able to see things. Boom. Okay. It's kind of like being able to see things through a microscope in your mind, right? So you're able to decipher things down to the finest thing in your mind. That's the best way I could put it, right? Or like the processing time, or the time in which it takes you to process and understand something, is going to be like lightning speed. You're going to be able to gain understanding and gain knowledge like never before. Okay. Yeah, your understanding is about to be off the key. Like, yeah. Chris said it all came to visit my window September 2nd. Was it bad or good? So first of all, Chris, we label. There's nothing. This is the thing. You shouldn't label anything bad or good. Everything is a lesson and experience. And owls are very mystical, very powerful. Owls are the only animals that's able to see 180 degrees, which means they can turn their head all the way around. They're very perceptive, very wise. Okay. They also have night vision, which means that they can see shit in the dark that normal people can't see, Chris. And we talked about the dark the other day, right? So we've entered into the dark realm, right? Or the underworld. So that is significant. You may want to research what owl means, and then tap in spiritually as to what they're trying to show you. Okay. But definitely wisdom, protection, all seeing. They have a perceptive view. Okay. They can literally turn their head around and see. Okay. Okay, on technology, I felt it in my root chakra. It's like lightning trilling, but never accepted it because it wasn't sure if the origin. Yeah, you need to. Don't fight it. See, when your kundalini starts to rise, because especially if you're starting to feel it in the base of your chakra, ocean lover, that's an indication that your kundalini energy is beginning to activate, right? And once your kundalini energy begins to activate, you need to allow that process to finish, because it's more harmful not to allow it to finish, okay? It can stunt you, and it can fuck up your chakras. So you want to allow. Now, let me just break this down to you, because a lot of people are experiencing the Kundalini energy rising and you are not sure, or you don't know that's what's going on. This is not something that for it's different for everybody. For some people, it's just like a heat sensation starting at the base of your spine, right? And you feel it literally move up every chakra. You literally feel the heat traveling up your back, and you feel it tingles, okay? For other people, depending on where you have blockage in your chakras, you can feel intense fucking pain that can fucking cripple you, okay? So when my Kundalini energy is rising, okay, and another thing, sometimes your chakras don't even have to be blocked. It can just be the force of the energy coming up, right? That can also be very painful, all right? A lot of times when I begin to feel my Kundalini rise, it starts from the pit of my stomach, like the base of my stomach, and I feel the pain, and then it transfers down to the base of my spine, and then I literally feel the energy go through each chakra. I know what chakra needs work, because depending on the chakra that needs work, I either feel a blockage where it's trying to move and push the energy, right? Or I feel an intense pressure or pain. You guys need to know, a lot of times some of your physical or the physical things that are going on has nothing to do with a medical ailment, but it can also do with the energies, because we're vibrating higher, okay? You're welcome, Ocean Lover. We're vibrating higher, all right? So one of the things that I do, Ocean Lover, especially when my Kundalini starts to rise and it's painful, I lie down. I lie down and I literally breathe through it, and I let the energy just fucking travel and do its thing. I just sink into it and I let it do its thing. Because the more you fight it, the more painful and uncomfortable it can become, and the more damage you do to your chakras, okay? So I do, when I feel it rising, if I am home, I lie down and I let the energy just travel, okay? And this is another reason why I do my meditations lying down too, because usually when I do my own personal meditation, my Kundalini is going to start to activate. And once my Kundalini starts to activate, a lot of times, and I have had experience, guys, listen to me. I have had experience when my Kundalini energy starts to rise, where I have no control of my body. The energy shoots through me like electricity, and sometimes my arms are like this, and I feel the vibration, and I'm like this, and I can't move for at least 2 minutes, and I'm like this, because I feel all of that energy just shooting through my body, okay? So this shit is real, all right? We are energetic beings, okay? Let me see. Ashanti said, Maori people are very powerful. Let me see. I wanted to name oh, really? I got to research that a little bit more, Ashanti. I'm going to research that, and then maybe we can talk about that in another live. Okay, Romeo said, it's like I can't never have enough water. I'm going through gallons. Okay, so Romeo, that is good. Okay. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. Romeo, that is good. Okay, so first of all, you want to drink as much water as possible. And I also want to say, Romeo, don't be surprised if your astral travel is popping off, if your dream world is popping off, if your downloads are popping off, and if your upgrades are popping off, okay? Especially, Romeo, I'm also hearing for you, you may want to do a special meditation for yourself on the 31st, okay? On the 31st of this month, Halloween, you may want to do a special meditation for yourself, okay? You may want to do that special meditation for yourself. Water is good. Water is good, Romeo. Water is good. Ocean Lover said, I see what you mean. It used to feel a bit different than Kundalini rising. It was like something trying to implant energetically. Yep. Ocean Lover, some of that also, just so you know, is upgrades to your DNA and also upgrades to your downloads. Okay. Literally like information coming in. See, this is where I was talking about the technology, Ocean Lover. Remember how I said like it was technology? All right. So a lot of that is literally uploads and downloads coming in. Okay. And your DNA is also expanding too. So you need to know that. All right. You're welcome. Ocean Lover, you're welcome. Okay. So Saturn 83 said, Kundalini last 4 days. Mine felt like the rim of the spine. Yep. And then like pressure coming through the top. Yep. Boom. Yep. Saturn 83, describe it. Now, Saturn 83, did you also feel like when the pressure came up, did you feel heat? Because what happens, like once mine comes up and it shoots up to the, to the top, like it feels like heat, like a heat explosion at the top of my head. I don't know if you've experienced that also. So let's see. Yeah, yep. Jasmine, Galaxy Goddess. We're gonna research that and talk about that, Jasmine. You are welcome, Ocean's Lover. Okay, Saturn 83. My Kundalini felt like one of the characters in Spider-Man's with 8 arms. Saturn 83. Did you ever experience? No heat, just pressure. Okay. Did you ever experience what I talked about just now, Saturn 83, where the energy's coming through so strong that you can't move, like you feel like you're being electrocuted, like you're just shot with an energy bolt? I don't know if anyone have experienced that. That is, whoo. The first time that happened to me, y'all, that scared the shit out of me because I didn't know that's what that was. So this was years before people started, like 10 years ago, before people started putting up videos about your Kundalini and the experience that you were having. I had no fucking clue. I thought I was possessed or some shit, y'all. I didn't know that's what that was. Ocean Lover said, yes, that's exactly what it feels like. Technology. Yep. Okay. See? Yep. I couldn't affirm when you said it because it was, okay. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what it is, Ocean Lover. Yep. You're welcome. You are welcome. Guys, listen, this is a beautiful time for you to tap in. I promise you. And all of the things that you may feel like is fucking characters out of a book or characters out of the Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, you guys need to understand the Lord of the Rings and all of these Marvel characters are closer to reality in the spiritual world than this physical world. Y'all need to understand that, okay? You need to understand that there are magical things that you can do. Let me just show you how magical you are. Have you ever thought about somebody and then the phone rings and it's that person, or you drive outside and you happen to see that person, you get an email from that person, right? That is not by mistake. That is your energetical power. You guys have pulled each other to each other. That is not coincidence. Okay. And if you begin to see that power that you have, even when you're not doing it on purpose, when you begin to control that power, can you imagine the things that you can do? Let me tell y'all something right now. Right now, my life is going through major transformation. Major transformation. There are so many things that's unfolding right now. And the only thing that I can do right now is create in chaos and darkness. I can either create anxiousness and worry, or I can create beauty. Your choice. You can create anxiousness and worry, or you can create beauty. So let's talk about how you do that, right? Let's talk about how you do that. I'm going to give you two things. You meditate all day, every day, okay? Saturn 83 said, I'm learning the power of mind and heal my... Look at that. See? Look at Saturn. See? True. That's true facts. Now, Saturn 83. Starting next week, guys, and I already told you guys, starting on November 1st, you're going to start to see the daily vibrations. November 2nd. Because that's a Monday. The daily vibrations will be back in the consistent, rotation like they used to be. All right. My dad transitioned earlier this month, so I didn't know it was going to take me so long to get a lot of the things that needed to be handled. So I'll be ready to go by the 1st, okay? Because I'm putting too much pressure on myself and shit is just not... Yes, I need to give myself this extra week again, okay? So starting the 1st, you're going to see those rotations coming out again. What I'm going to try to do in those videos, Saturn 83, is tell you what part of their bodies is linked to the chakra when I talk about it, okay? Because a lot of people don't know when you heal a chakra, you can literally heal an organ within your body, okay? I am a certified Reiki energy healer, and that is what we do. We work with the dis-ease, okay, the energy discomfort within your body before it actually becomes a disease. All right. So I'm going to start to put more information about that in the daily vibrations on the 2nd. So you guys can start to correlate what chakra is out when you're feeling a particular pain or a particular soreness. Okay. And I think that's good information. Some of this energy can be healed Chakra energy can be healed through meditation and the way you think. Some of it can be healed through the colors that you eat. Some of it can be healed through the colors that you wear, okay, or the color that's around you, or the people that you're around, okay. This is, and I'm telling you, the government has spent years researching this shit. Y'all can, this shit is on Jasmine. I think we talked about this when they released all of that, all of those files, Jasmine. Jasmine know what I'm talking about. They released a whole bunch of shit. Okay, so I'm not telling you anything that is not available for you to tap into. Okay, I'm not telling you it's available. Okay, and Saturn 83 just confirmed. Okay, Saturn 83 she just confirmed. She just said basically she used her mind to heal her blood pressure. Okay, I'm gonna do some research about them. Come on. Okay, perfect, Jasmine. Okay, and then you can give me a call. That would be perfect. Okay, so y'all, like, okay, the reports actually came from the base. Really? Okay. All right. Okay, Jasmine. Yeah, definitely. We can talk about that, and then I can come back. Look at that. Saturn 80 said, she said, I sure did. My doctor was shocked. Okay. Now, Saturn 83, do you have any tips that you can give anybody while I'm breaking down how they can do that? If you can type that and how you did that, because people see, this is the thing, and this is why I created this community, because we can help each other. All right. We can, this is something that everybody can do. It just takes you being able to put in the work and being committed to it. That's all it is. You meditate every day, all day. Please understand that. Meditation simply means to mutter, to murmur, to think about, to repeat over and over and over and over again in your head, okay? So you are meditating all day, every day. You're either meditating on the bills, you're either meditating on what you need to do, you're either meditating on what you don't need to do, you're either meditating on your man, you're either meditating on the money, you're either meditating on your kids, your parents, okay? So you need to know whatever occupies your mind for most of the day, that is called meditation. That is what you're focused on, okay? So you can do mindless meditation where you just let your mind run random and it can be wherever it needs to be, right? Or you can do focused meditation and program and train your mind to think on and do and receive the things that you want, okay? Your choice. So, for example, if you deal with anxiety all day, let's say you have, let's say you're anxious about, let's say money. That's a simple one. Let's just, especially with the climate, right? Let's just say you're anxious about money and you find yourself several times throughout the day worrying about money, right? When that pops up and you catch yourself in fear or anxiousness about worrying, what you do in that moment is change that thought to something positive. That's called doing the work. Now, you may have to change your thought 1,000 times a day because you've been worrying 1,000 times a day, right? But the more that you train yourself, every time that fear pops up, to go to to change states and go to the positive, it literally becomes like a muscle where you find yourself more and more being positive, where you find yourself more and more not sitting over in the mindless meditation. This is all about reprogramming your mind. Remember, I told you guys the other day, you are constantly being programmed. You're either programmed through trauma, right? Hey, Taylor Love. You're either programmed through trauma. So if you turn on the news, that's trauma. You're programmed through symbols. Okay, if you go out the house, you got symbols all over, from McDonald's to Toyota to all of those things. Okay, symbology. And all of those symbols have meaning. Or you are programmed through repetition. Turn on the news, turn on anything, you're programmed through repetition. So you can reprogram yourself. Okay, you can reprogram yourself through symbols. You can reprogram yourself through repetition, or you can reprogram yourself through trauma. Okay, you know, back in the days when we talk about the tribes of how the young boys knew they were men, they had to go through a type of ritual. For some of them, it was either cutting their skin, getting some type of, a branding, right? That's a traumatic event, but that traumatic event then gave them the belief system. They stepped into manhood. So understand, everything that we go through in life, you can either reprogram yourself or deprogram yourself, honey. All right, understand that. The planes are starting, y'all. Okay, so let me see what Saturn said. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. I've seen the base of the energy made my skin crawl. Oh my god. Can I tell you, Jasmine, that's how I felt going to certain parts in the Bronx in New York. Several times last year when I was traveling to New York for business, I had to travel to New York once a month for business. Before I even touched down in New York City had this very heavy energy of oppression. And Kelly would make fun of me because I would try to change my flight before I even got to New York. And before I land, she would make fun of me. Before I land, I was ready to come back to Atlanta because that energy was very heavy and oppressive. Okay, so Saturn return said she did it, sleep guided hypnosis for healing for a month. Okay, all right. Now, Saturn, let me ask you a question. Was that something that you found on YouTube, Saturn 83? Was that like a guided meditation on YouTube that you found? Or was this something that you created in your own? And then, okay, so she found, listen, y'all, she found the meditation on YouTube, guys, okay? YouTube University got everything, honey, okay? And she did the guided meditation for a month. You can do this with your health. You can do this with money. You can do this with love, okay? The one thing that you need to understand is this is not a quick fix. This should be something that you are doing for a lifestyle change. If you would, because the thing about meditation is if you are a meditator, and then you stop meditating, you may not feel it for a week, you may not feel it for two, but coming into not meditating for a month, you feel a difference. You feel a difference if you have not been meditating for a month, if that was part of your normal routine, okay? So let me just tell you guys this right now. Tap back into that part of yourself. You're going to have to get back into your meditation, all right? YouTube University has all types of information for you guys to tap into. Do not be fooled. We're now in the underworld. We're now in Scorpio season. This is transformation season, which means things are going to be broken up so they can be transformed and rebuilt. So let me tell you how that's going to look like. If you got relationships that some of you know that you may need to end or that you may need to change or you may need to speak your truth, be prepared for circumstances and situations and things to happen mysteriously or in synchronicity to bring certain things forth that needs to be adjusted, okay? Know that. This may be a bit of uncomfortable month for some of you if you are not open to stepping outside of your box. Okay? If you're not in a place where you're going to be trusting yourself this month, okay? Even if things look chaotic, I just explained to you guys, we're now in the underworld, so we're dealing with heavy chaos magic, especially for the balance of the year, especially leading up to election season. We're dealing with heavy chaos magic. Okay, now whoever controls what you think, what you feel, okay, whoever controls what you feel controls what you think, what you do, what you say, what you buy, right, where you go, right? So you need to know that. Control your own feelings. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What am I feeling? What is this linked to? Okay, embracing and exploring the unknown. See, Ashanti got it right. I really want to say, if you have to take on a mantra for the next 2 months, you need to just take on if anybody's watched Lovecraft, you need to name yourself. Boom, there you go. That's the best way for me to sum it up. Name yourself for the next 2 months, okay? Have anybody seen Lovecraft? You need to go back to the episode where they talked about naming yourself, honey, because that's what you're going to have to do for the next 3 months, okay? Okay, Saturn 83 said, I also incorporated my own inner knowing intuition to mix it with what I've learned, okay? I didn't listen to just one sleep hypnosis either. I mixed it up. Okay, look at that. Look at that, okay? So Saturn 83 is giving tips, okay? Yes, that is coming up. Okay, so Samantha, that class is coming up the second week in November. So you do have time to submit. My Trust in Your Intuition class is coming up the second week in November, okay? It's going to start on the second Saturday in November, all right? It is an active class. This is not just about taking notes. We are doing the physical work. We're going into the spiritual realm in every class. That is a 5-week class, and it is for $25 per class. So it's a donation of $125, okay? And you can split your donation, all right? So let me just tell y'all, you are not going to leave after 5 weeks not knowing stuff, okay? We go in, all right, y'all? I teach y'all everything I know in that class, and it's hands-on, all right? Lovecraft was the bomb. I'm telling y'all right now. And let me just tell y'all something right now. If you do not know, so Lovecraft, the Lovecraft country is from the author H.P. Lovecraft himself, okay? Which is so ironic because H.P. Lovecraft dealt with the underworld, y'all, okay? So H.P. Lovecraft also comes from the realm or the world of the Aleister Crowley. Okay, so let me just tell you something right now. When we're going to H.P. Lovecraft and we're talking about Aleister Crowley, we're going into the world of occult science, right? Now, a lot of times when you hear the word occult, you know, we're taught that that's evil. Oh, don't do that. You don't want to do that to yourself. Oh my gosh, turn away, you know. Occult just means hidden science. Okay. Yes, Ashley, I think you should, because you're going to find that you're going to get more. It was. Now, you also have to think about it too, Ashley. Even in the time of H.P. Lovecraft, right? This wisdom and this knowledge is not something that I want to say was readily available to us. A lot of this knowledge and this information was hidden from us. Okay, a lot of these books was burned. A lot of these aspects of our culture was considered to be evil and witchcraft, and you know, so a lot of what H.P. Lovecraft was I want to say uncovering and tapping into is eons and decades of our ancient ancestors. A lot of that stuff dwells within us. Okay, so with that being said, it is not by coincidence that they're now bringing out that Lovecraft series, because I told you guys from since a year ago and earlier this year, that is now the realm that we're in. If you're not fucking tapping into magic right now, you're going to be fucking stuck, because magic is every day. Every day is magical, okay? And you need to know that. The world is full of magic. Okay, and you need to understand that. You need to get to the place where you can, one, trust yourself and understand the non-physical realm, and anybody that trusts that took my Trust in Your Intuition class, you know what that realm feels like, because we went through that non-physical realm. That non-physical realm is real. Okay, you walking in the spider webs and you know ain't no spider webs around. Okay, understand that that means that you have an entity. There is a being. It could be a past ancestor that just transitioned. It can be a guide from a different dimension. Okay, so spider webs, walking in the spider webs is another indication that you have other energies around you. Walking into a room and it's cold, you know, or the temperature changes, getting tingles up your spine, right? So those are all things that we're going to talk about in my Trust in Your Intuition class, and as well as helping you to identify the different types of energy, because not every energy that comes into your field, honey, is good energy, right? Not every energy is good energy, and you need to know how to dispel energy that's not there for you. All right, so all of that we're going to talk about in the class. Ryan said she loved that show. That was a good show, y'all. That was a good show. Yes, Ashanti is right. You can also record your own affirmations and have them repeated. Okay, and the best way to do this, just so you guys know, is in sleep time, right? If you're going to be doing any reprogramming where you're using audio, the best time to do that is bedtime, because then your consciousness goes to sleep and your subconscious becomes alive, right? So although you're sleeping, you're going to the subconscious and the superconscious level of self. Okay, so any work that you're doing is very, you know, do that while you're sleeping, because you're still receiving it. Okay. Yes, the colors and the symbols are very important. Let me just tell you something, Ashley. I want to tell you something, Ashley. If you pay attention, hey, Marsha, how are you, my love? I was just asking for you earlier. We're going to tap into your dream. I need to know about your dream, Marsha. Just give me a few details about your dream and we can get into this. Are you being chased by something? Because I wanted to know if you were being chased by something, Marsha. Ashley, just so you know, Ashley, if you pay attention to all of the big budget movies, pay attention to the color schemes in the movies, Ashley, because you're going to begin to see the chakra system. And that's how you can identify what energy portal they're working with in those movies, right? So pay attention, especially to like Lord of the Rings and the Game of Thrones and all of those. Pay attention to the color coordination within these movies, because they're talking about portals of energy and chakra systems, okay? Okay, yes, Chase, okay. Okay, all right, okay. So, the next time you have the dream, Marsha, don't run. You want to stop and face it. The next time you're in the dream world, okay, and you're having that dream, you want to stop and face it. Do not run. Okay? Face whatever it is in the dream. Do not run. All right? Something is either trying to get to you that you're running away from, or break from you that you're not ready for. Okay? So you need to face what that is. There's a message there. Whatever is chasing you in the dream, you need to face it. Okay? You need to face it. Okay? And it's not as bad as you, it's not, yeah, it's not, it's more scary. And once you face it, you're going to be like, what? That's it? Yeah, just face it. And it's going to show itself. Yep. Okay, so you've been doing that lately, Ashley, paying attention to the colors. Yeah. So you want to pay attention to the colors in the movies. Okay. Yeah. Marsha, just face it and it'll tell you. Okay. You don't have to run. You do not have to run. Okay. Your subconscious, your superconscious mind, or your guides are trying to get a message to you. So don't run. Just face it. With the man and woman as the main picture. Look at that. Julissa, do you see that? That was the balance of the feminine and masculine energy, Julissa. Right? So let me explain to you guys right now. You need to be able to balance left and right, okay? Logical and spiritual, okay? Natural and supernatural, okay? Balance of the two, feminine and masculine, yin and yang, okay? Yin and yang. Yep. So just so you know, Julissa, the characters, yes, the two characters, that's the balance, the yin and the yang energy, okay? You need to tap into that, y'all. I love. So right now, what am I watching? So let me tell y'all what I've been doing. Now I find myself going back to any, because now like on okay, so I pay attention to what's trending in Netflix as well as Hulu and Amazon Prime. The reason why I pay attention to what's trending as far as like maybe action movies or drama or or sci-fi is because that is a good indication of what's coming. Okay, because they put everything in the movies. What I've been noticing lately is a lot of Bruce Willis movies has been circling back, and Nicolas Cage movies have been circling back. So I'm gonna take a look and see exactly what's going on there. Some of them around definitely natural disasters and stuff like that, or changing in the environment. Okay, on I saw that. I'm gonna check that out. I saw that. But I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, but I saw that. Especially, yes. Okay. Lancy, are they circling back elements also? Because that was on the, was it Elements or Fifth Element? Was it the Elements or Fifth Element, Lancy? Because if it was the Element, I've never seen that. I will go look for that one. I know Fifth Element, but I didn't know he did a movie, The Element. Fifth Element, yes. Yeah. So if you can circle back to the Fifth Element. Oh, and I also watched Gemini Man recently. There was a lot of knowledge dropped in Gemini Man also, right? I also just finished watching The Witcher. That was also a lot of gems dropped in that one also. Okay. Now, what I find myself doing now, because we have entered into the underworld, I am doing a lot of like The Witchers, and I finished Cursed already. I'm also watching the 4400 because somebody recommended that. I was doing some research on something, and one of the guys talked about the 4400 because it's kind of like what's going on now. Okay, Curse was good too. I have not watched the second season of Always a Witch yet. I don't know. Like I can't do too much teenage bopper stuff, and although like I look for the messages, I just couldn't tap into that. It was just, yeah. I do have one that I am going to watch sometimes over the weekend. It's called Protocol 2099. Protocol 2099. I think that's on Hulu though, or it could be on Netflix. Either Hulu or Netflix. And that is I don't know if that's last year. And I don't remember who he's starring, but the name and the date, Spirit was like, you need to watch that. Okay. So That's what I'm going to be watching. Anybody got any questions for me? Anybody? Tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm not sure what time I'm going to jump on live tomorrow. I'm not going to jump on live Sunday. I will be on live randomly next week. We're going to start getting back the your monthlies are going to be out for November. If you are on Patreon, I want to just thank you guys so much for allowing me the time that I needed with my dad transitioning, so you did not get all your videos this month, so I appreciate that. But I will hook you up next month, okay? So we're getting the monthlies coming out next month, and we're also you're going to get the daily starting back again in the second, okay? So you will have all of those videos by the second, all right? Let me see. Yes, what about when I'm doing yes, what about when I'm doing oh, when you're doing the chasing, right? Okay, so when you're doing the chasing, Marsha, you want to pay attention to what's going on around you, okay? What are you chasing, right? Are you chasing a person? Are you chasing a dog? Are you chasing a cat? Are you running after a car, right? Is there scenery around you? Does something catch your eyes that you're looking at, right? So when you're the one running in the dream and chasing in the dream, you want to pay attention to what you're chasing, and you want to pay attention to what's happening around you, okay? All right? And if you can remember that, we can circle back and we can tackle that, all right? But you got to pay attention to what you're chasing. Because remember, if you're chasing something, there's a message, okay? So pay attention to what you're chasing or who you're chasing, okay? All right, anybody else got any questions? Okay, Ocean Lover says, is there a link for Patreon? Yes, there is. Jasmine, my love, I'm on my phone, so I can't copy and paste it. Jasmine, could you find the Patreon link for me, please? I have a question, but my... oh, okay. All right, Jasmine. Thank you. Jasmine is going to put the Patreon information up for me. Thank you, Jasmine. All right, Jasmine, you could just schedule when you're ready. Let me see. So we got the dates. I broke down the energy in the beginning of the video that we're going to be moving through for the next 2 months, right? Yes, Ashanti, I do. And Ashanti, that's a perfect question, okay? And as a matter of fact, just so you know, you're welcome, Ocean Lover. Ashanti, just so you know, for the next 2 months, it's a monster. Okay, so Marsha said it's a monster in the dream, okay? Tackle it, Marsha. And tell it to stop. Tell it to stop running. Ask it to stop running and to face you. Ask it to stop running and to face you. Because you control that dream world. And once you understand that, you can have control, right? So you're going to ask the monster to stop running so it can face you, so you can see what it is. Okay? Ashanti, I am going to spend the next 2 months on the lives breaking down exactly what we need to do. All right? So first of all, Ashanti, we just entered into the Underworld, Scorpio season, transformation, right? So within this season, and I went into details in the beginning, Ashanti, a lot of things are going to be popping up from the deeper subconscious level, which is usually childhood things, okay? That inner child stuff, right? So anything that's popping up this month, Ashanti, that you thought you got over, or that you thought may not have been a big deal, that is now bothering you, anything that pops up that may feel like a little scab or a little pain, those are the things that you need to look at, okay? Those are the things from the inner child that's coming up, right? Now, when they come up, do not push them back. You're going to ask yourself a series of questions. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? If it's anger, sadness, whatever, you're going to ask yourself, why do I feel like this? Okay? You're going to ask yourself. Now, usually when you ask yourself that, especially if we're talking about inner childhood things, right? Usually it takes you back to a particular scenario or a particular situation where the wound happened. And that is what you want to pay attention to. And that is what you're going to look for. When it takes you back to that particular situation or that conversation or that time, right? You want to investigate what you told yourself there, okay? Because there was something that would have been planted at that particular point in trauma that you need to get a grasp of and either embrace or let go, okay? Okay, so Ashanti said, okay, I've been going backwards in my life and giving myself space and compassion. I can't remember my childhood, so I'm trying to get to the root. Okay, so I can't remember my childhood, a lot of my childhood also, Ashanti. So this is how you're going to do it, right? Let it pop up, right? Let it pop up. Let it pop up. So for example, if you wake up and you just feel an overwhelming sense of sadness today, the first thing you need to do is to ask yourself, acknowledge that you feel sad. Okay, you need to acknowledge that you feel sad, and then you need to ask yourself why. Simply the question. See, Ashanti, this is what a lot of people don't understand when you're doing self-healing and self-work. Answers exist before the questions. You cannot have answers. You cannot have questions without answers. So the answers exist before there was even a question, right? So if you're asking yourself the question, the answer is going to come forth, right? Why am I feeling this way? What do I need to do for healing? You can literally ask yourself these questions and your spirit will tell you, right? Today, so say for example, something popped up, a particular thing popped up from a childhood that you did not even remember, right? Ask yourself why, what is it here to show me, and how can I best serve my inner good and greatest good for healing. That's it. And it's going to tell you. It might be play a song, right? It might be play this song. Shit, it might be take yourself on get yourself dinner or something. But whatever it is, your spirit will guide you. The most important things is that you need to ask yourself the questions. Don't try to force it down and say, I don't want to feel like this. Why? Says no. This is not the season to do that, especially not in Scorpio season, because Scorpio season is going to take you to the depths of everything, and it's going to help you transform, okay? Questions is what you need to do, Ashanti, and you're on it. Marsha said, okay, so Marsha said she knew immediately her dad, okay? See? Yeah, yeah, we can do this. This is nothing that we can't do. Chris said, I'm feeling this 1,000. This is nothing that we can't do, y'all. We have all of the answers that we need within. And I'm not saying to you guys, sometimes you don't have to step out of your comfort zone to get things done. I'm not saying that. I'm not, right? But that's part of the growth process. If you can think about your spiritual growth and building your spiritual muscles, like working out, if you're doing 3 sets of crunches, right? You're doing 3, let's say you're doing 4 sets of crunches, and each set has 25 crunches in. Now you're at your last set of 25 crunches and you're down to the last 5 of the 100, right? Because 4 sets of 25 is going to give you 100, right? So if you're down to the last aspect of that, isn't that the most painful? So you need to know that this walk is not always going to be peaches and roses. And no, you are going to have dips and you're going to have curvases, right? The world is not just linear, right? Spirituality is not just linear. There's many different roads and avenues and turns and twists that you can get and take to get to the same destination. My route to truth does not mean that that's the route you need to take. Nor does it mean that my route to my truth is the only way to truth. It doesn't mean that, okay? So you need to know that. Be your own guru. You get the information and the knowledge that other people is sharing, and then you take that information and you apply it to your own self. You don't apply it based on their walk. It doesn't work like that. I wear size 8.5 shoes. Somebody may wear size 9. So if you try to put on my shoes, your feet gonna hurt. Somebody else wears size 6.5. If I try to wear their shoes, my feet is not even gonna fit in them shoes. Okay, so be mindful of that. This journey is exactly that, your journey, nobody else. Oh, wow. Okay, Marsha, I am sorry to hear that. And this is what I am going to say to you as a victim of molestation also. For anybody here now that, I'm about to talk about some things, and this may be a trigger for you, so this may be a good time to drop off because Marsha brought up something, and I am just going to talk about it for a few minutes, okay? This channel is all about helping people and healing people, okay? So we're going to get into this, okay, because this is about healing, all right? Now, there are several things that can happen when you are a victim of molestation, okay? And I'm speaking here from experience, okay? When you are a victim of molestation, you feel like your innocence has been taken away and your power has been taken away, right? There are 2 things that can happen and I'm speaking personally, right? You can either go on the aspect of shutting down, right? That part of yourself, that intimate part of yourself, right? Or you can go to the aspect of being very promiscuous, right? Before you take advantage of me, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, right? So you either go where you are conservative and you just shut down and you're under lock and key and you're very, you're very timid in the love making area of accepting and receiving love, right? Because you don't want to feel like you're being taken advantage of, right? Or the other aspect, okay, of that. The other aspect of that is you fuck everything in sight because you are now claiming your power. So you're now taking your sexual power back. Nobody has that power but me, okay? Somebody took it before, so now I'm gonna take my power back and I'm gonna give it to who I want to, okay? So you can go on the aspect of the avenues of any one of those when your innocence has been taken away from you. I had to learn because even in my marriage, what I noticed was I brought this molestation transition into my marriage, you know, and it took away some of my power to be sexually free and sexually empowered in relationships, right? So I had to go back and thank you, Ocean Lover, because what it does is it attacks you in a way of your insecurity. And for me, that's what it did. It attacked me in a way of insecurity, not feeling worthy enough, not being able to trust love. Do you really love me, or is this just about sex? Not being able to be vulnerable in that place, not being able to be the one to initiate things sexually. So I had to literally, now let me tell you how deep this got, y'all. I was not even able to receive hugs and kisses from my kids. I would shrink up. I would shrink. And I remember when Spirit started to work on me with this, I had separated from my husband, and now it's just me and my boys, right? Yep. Look, see, Marsha said it shut down every aspect of her life. Marsha, I get you. Spirit literally, I had to stand there, Marsha, when I got separated from my husband to receive love from my kids, because this was a big part of my healing. I had to stand and count to at least 60 just so I can receive kisses from my sons. I wasn't able to even receive an innocent kiss from my kids, y'all. This is true. This is true facts. This is true facts. I had to go on a journey of reclaiming that part of myself back. I had to go on a journey of allowing myself to know that that was taken away from me, but I don't have to live there anymore. I had to go back and take back my vulnerability. I had to do that. I had to do that too. I had to do that too, Jasmine, because he denied it. You know what I'm saying? He denied it. So I had to do that too. And I had this, and this is why I came to terms with that. Whatever you did to me, right, or to other people, right, you would not have left this earth without recompense. And I will say this, he did not. His last time on this plane was not comfortable. Okay, and this was a family member. Okay, so yeah. Forgiveness is not about allowing someone to get away with something. Forgiveness is so you can heal and move forward. Okay. And it takes work, Marsha. It takes work. I had to do it. I had to do that work. I had to do that work. And then you get to places within your healing, Marsha, where you think you've expanded past something, and then something happens, and then it's like, oh shit, there's still a little soreness there, so you got to go back and you got to do some more work. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So can I tell you something right now, Marsha? You don't have to do that anymore. You do not have to do that anymore. That's what that does. It takes away your innocence to allow love in, right? It takes away your innocence to allow love in. And you cannot experience love just by giving. You have to be able to receive. And it takes away your innocence, okay? So you got to be able to give and receive. Okay, I'm trying to aim this so I can get a better, okay, that's a little better. All right. Somebody's mowing the lawn, y'all. I apologize about that. Galaxy Goddess said, I forgave the man who molested me and was able to heal from it. But I battled with self-hatred and self-harm in my early teenage years. Yeah, it does that to you. It does that to you. It absolutely does that to you. You know, Marsha, you got a community here, right? You got a community here. You need to know that you are loved. You need to know that you are divinely and wonderfully made. And you also need to know that you can take your power back at any time. Okay? You can take your power back at any time. My abuser let me face him. It was the most liberating and draining thing I've ever done, but it was worth it. I actually channeled message. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See? That's forgiveness, Jasmine. That's forgiveness, Jasmine. Galaxy Goddess, that's forgiveness. Even in dealing with the death of family member, I never, oh, yeah. Marsha, you got a lot to just let go, honey. I don't know why, but I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, thank you, Chris. Marsha, Chris is sending us a lot of healing energy right now. A lot of healing energy right now. Marsha, this can make you stronger. It does not have to cripple you, okay? We do not have to let this experience in our life cripple us. What this taught me was I needed to be able to not just be able to give love, but I also needed to be able to receive love. What this also taught me was to take my sexual power back. You know, I had to understand that sexiness is not just something, it's not a body part. It's not how you look. You know, sexiness is energy. So it put me on this journey of self-discovery. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We are wounded, but we're not broken, you know? And we can take all of our broken pieces, Marsha, and we can create a beautiful mosaic masterpiece of ourselves. All of the brokenness can help us to build and create something beautiful of self, right? Everything. Everything. You are worthy. Okay, so let me just pull a few cards for you, Marsha. All right, we're going to pull some cards for Marsha. What message do you have for Marsha? We are so thankful for all of this beautiful energy. What message do you have for Marsha? Okay, we got 2 cards that jumped out. Look at this. Didn't I just say that? Inspiration. Find the inspiration around you, Marsha. Wake up every day and ask the universe and in gratitude and thank the universe for the inspiration, right? Love is all over. Love does not only come from the places that you expect them to come from. If you're only looking for love to come from the places that you expect it to come from, then you miss love, right? I don't think y'all could hear the cicadas or the crickets. Do y'all hear that ringing? And it's close because it's in my ear. That's love. You hear the birds? That's love. The squirrel in the trees? That's love. Hey, Evelyn, how are you, my love? Everyone, how are you? It's been a long time. Ah, thank you, my love. Okay. So there's beauty all over, Marsha. Inspiration. Find the inspiration, right? And they're also telling me to tell you, Marsha, you are the inspiration. You are the inspiration. Okay. The next card that popped, and just so you know, this is a number 3. You know, 3 is the holy trinity of manifestation. Hey, Angela Moon. Angela, you and Latasha are going to be getting an email from me this weekend. Okay, not this Monday, but the following Monday, which I believe is the 2nd, is when we're going to put your stuff back in the calendar, okay? Marsha, your next card is relax the hold of the darkness and be the cause. We just spoke about this, Marsha. You see all of this beautiful light that's embodying her? You're protected, honey. You are loved. You just need to see it and embrace it. Find the inspiration. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Marsha, is, ooh. What is already with you is the question. What is with you? What is already with you? See, look at this, Marsha. I don't have my wand here, but do you not see all of these butterflies? That's transformation. Do you understand the metamorphosis of a butterfly? Even when the butterfly begins to break out of its shell, do you understand that that is the most difficult thing that butterfly has to do, but it is so needed because it needs to do that to gain the strength to fly? Do you know that if you try to help a butterfly out of the shell, the cocoon, and I think it's called the Christus, I might be fucking that up, right? Do you know that if you try to help the butterfly out, you can make the butterfly deform where it's not able to fly? So trying to help the butterfly out of the cocoon, out of his shell, out of his birthing place, right? You can do more harm than good. Transformation is all around you, sweetie. Do you see how the hands are open? Open up yourself to love. It's time for you to receive. Okay? It's time for you to receive. All right? Okay? Diving for light is your next message. Right? And that simply means, Marsha, that you need to see the love and the beauty and the brightness all around you and in you. Okay? You're going through transformation and major healing if you embrace it. Don't be afraid of it. Let it happen. There may be a lot of tears and a lot of up and down, but if you allow yourself to go through this process, you will find yourself at the other end of this a lot stronger. Okay? Yeah, it's time. It's time, Marsha. Yep. Galaxy Goddess said, I told my abuser that I wasn't carrying his sins for him anymore, and I was placing it at his feet. I know that I was done with him, and as well as I felt the pity for him. Okay, so and Marsha, do you know this is something that you can do even in meditation? You don't have to physically have this conversation with your abuser, but you can tap in and you can do this energetically also. What Jasmine just talked, what Galaxy Goddess just talked about. Okay. Yeah. If you're having problems and it's buffering, you may need to X out. Oh, Marsha is saying she can't hear me. Okay, yeah, X out and do it again. Ashley's advice, Marsha, is let the process be the process. Yep, you're going to have to, okay? I know, aren't they beautiful? Sacred Rebel deck. This was a gift from Galaxy Goddess, y'all. I don't have the box outside, but they are absolutely beautiful. And I'm pretty sure, Jasmine, was that Amazon? I think it was Amazon. They are gorgeous. All right? They are gorgeous. Marsha, do playback so you can get your message, okay? Oh, Marsha, do playback. Maybe about an hour in, okay? Go back an hour in and I have all of your cards, all right? The first one was inspiration, relax and hold the darkness and be the cause. What is already with you, and diving for the light. Okay, I broke down all of the meanings, okay, Marsha? So just do the playback, okay? I broke it all down for you. Okay, right. Anybody else have any questions? I'm about to go make my kids some dinner. I miss y'all. We're going to be doing this a lot more. Ashanti, I promise you, for the rest of the year, we are going to be diving into the underworld, and we're going to be talking about how to create within the darkness and how to heal the inner child, okay? And we're going to circle it all back to make sure that I incorporate more about your chakras, and we're going to deal with Kundalini energy, all right? We're also going to tie some of this up with relationships to show you guys how all of this is unfolding within your relationships, right? Y'all notice how my background, the sky is not blue anymore in the camera? It's just changing. It just changed. Okay. All right. If y'all don't have any more questions for me, you're welcome. Forgave my dad long time ago. Think this okay. So if the trauma of the surgery brought it back, Marsha, what that means is you still have residuals, okay? If anything else is circling up, is coming up because it needs to heal, all right? That's why. Oh, thank you, Ocean Lover. Yep, yeah, I got you, Ashanti. We're gonna do this. We are going to do this. So I'm going to oh yeah, okay, let's do this. Only want to know if there's a message for her. Okay. Let's see what they got. Only make it plain, make it clear, make it plain. I'm just gonna tell you, only there's a baby around you, right? I don't know if this is a physical baby or you like birthing something into being, okay? Ah, thank you, Julissa. I don't know if this is a physical baby or you birthing in something into being. But there's baby energy around you, okay? There's baby energy around you. Just so you know. But this feels... you're launching? Okay. All right, so that should be... Okay. All right. Thank you, Jaleesa. I'm just going to do this for only, and then I'm going to jump off and make my kids some dinner. Okay. Don't y'all love when they fucking show up? Hey, baby. You need me? Okay. Don't you look at this only. You see this? Okay. Did I just say that? I just said okay. Going beyond the normal, right? And I kind of feel like you've already tapped into this because we've been talking about some of this behind the scenes. You've been going through a lot of this over the summer. Okay. I want to say if you don't have anything prepared for Halloween, all right, definitely you want to do some type of ritual, altar, something. Okay. Don't be surprised if you also get downloads and uploads around the 31st also. Okay. Come on with it. You are fucking birthing something, honey. Look at this, bringing it into form. And these cards jumped out too, only. Okay. Yeah, this you birthing something. Okay. The perfection of your, okay, girl, come on with it. The perfection of your life. I can't make this shit up. Are you seeing this? The perfection of your life. Okay, and then the last one that jumped out is come to life. Okay, I'm done. Whatever it is you're working on, you need to know that it's going to be successful. Okay, you need to know that it's going to be successful. And I also want you to look at this card. I want you to look at this card. Take a good look at this card. Look at her forehead. Look at her third eye only. And then look at her mouth. I'm holding this up, so if you need to go back and take a screenshot, you can. I want you to study this card. Look at her third eye, and then look at her mouth. And then look at where her eyes is looking. You took one? Okay. All right. So you pay attention to here, and then look at where her eyes are looking. And if you have questions, you can contact me behind the scenes. And then also pay attention to this. Okay? All right. That's all I'm gonna say. And then the next thing I want you to do this is like then I also want you to I'm gonna show you all of these cards so you can do a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this one. But I want you to pay attention to the butterfly here, transformation. But I also want you to pay attention to the vine that's growing. Okay? Now pay attention to this one. Do you see what's happening? Do you see the footprints? Do you see the sacred geometry? Okay? All right? Pay attention to this one also. Okay? Now you're also going to have to ground yourself here. This is grounding energy also. Okay? Yes. They've been showing you butterfly. That's heavy transformation. And I see it. Heavy, heavy transformation. Now this last one, I really want you to pay attention to all of the symbologies here. I'm gonna point a few things out to you. Okay. First of all, you need to pay attention that she has a paintbrush and she's painting. Then you also need to pay attention to the butterflies on this card, and there's several butterflies. She also has a snake here. You want to pay attention to the snake. You also want to pay attention to the monkey here because there's a monkey here also, and then the birds on her shoulder. I just gave you a lot of clues. You got some stuff to do, to look into. Okay? Butterfly, snake, paintbrush, monkey, bird. Okay? That's a lot of symbols. That's a lot of symbols. Okay? You are welcome, my love. And that should also bring you into confirmation of a lot of things that you've been feeling too. I appreciate it. Yes, I did. Thank you. I absolutely did, Marsha. I appreciate you for that. Okay? Yep. So Angela Moon and Latasha, expect an email from me by tomorrow, okay, with the dates. Anyone that's interested in the classes, they're going to start the second Saturday in, is it the second? I think it's the second Saturday in November, okay? trusting your intuition and communicating with the spiritual realm. If you're interested in that, you can reach out to me. It is $25 per class, so there's 5 classes, so that's going to be a donation of $125, and you can split your donation in half, okay? All right, my lovelies, I will be back, if not tomorrow, definitely Monday, okay? And as of November 2nd, you guys will start to see the daily vibrations return on its the consistent basis that it was returning on. I don't know if y'all can see this. I have blue energy. Can anybody else see the blue energy in my hands? Y'all see that? Can anybody see that? Do y'all see that? Does anybody see the blue energy that's moving on my hand? Because y'all know the cameras be catching stuff that your eyes can't see. Jasmine, are you seeing that? Let me see. Like, especially when I wave. Are y'all seeing it? Okay, y'all. Okay. It's all around us, y'all. That's energy. It is all around us, okay? So what you can't catch with your natural eyes, the camera is catching it, okay? All right, so yeah, tap in. See with your eyes, all right? And you all, by the way, each and every one of you can see energy. And we'll talk about that in the next live, how you can tap in. You see turquoise? There you go. We'll tap in the next live, and I can teach you guys how to start seeing energy fields, okay? It's doable. It is doable, okay? You can literally train yourself to see energy, all right? It is not something that you need to have special powers to do. It just takes training your eyes, okay? Okay, Julissa says she start, yeah. So this is what I want you guys to know. A lot of times when you're standing outside and you see a bug or like, you know, any insects flying around you, that is because what they're seeing is not your physical being, but they're seeing the light. They're seeing the movement of the energy, the light that's penetrating off of your body. That's what the insects are attracted to, okay? So, all right. Thank you, Taylor Love. All right, everybody. Have a nice weekend, okay? And I'm gonna see y'all on Monday. Maybe I'll jump back on tomorrow, but I can't guarantee that. But definitely I'll be back on Monday. And on the 2nd, we are going back to our normal routine with the daily vibrations and the paid forward Fridays, okay? Starting the week of November 2nd. Let me just see, somebody type something. Marsha said, I also think when this happens to me as a child and of a lot of things open me. Yes, it did. It did, Marsha. It did. And that's why you're going to heal this, Marsha. You're not going to be stuck there. We'll work on that. We're going to be working that as a community, self-healing for the next 2 months, okay? Because we're working up until that January 12th, 21 energy, okay? So January 12th, 2021, we will be in Capricorn season. All right. So we're working up into that Capricorn energy for the next 2 months. All right. Okay, my lovelies. I appreciate you guys. I miss you guys. I'm going to be back definitely on Monday if I don't get a chance to jump on tomorrow. Okay. If you're interested in the Trust in Your Intuition class, definitely make sure that you email me and submit your donation. Check me out on Patreon. Okay. I appreciate all of the Patreon community. I know you did not get all of your stuff this month because of my dad's transitioning, but I got you guys next month, okay? You guys are going to be fully loaded next month, so thank you for the love and the support. I'm going to see y'all on Monday, everybody. All right, my Capricorns, we're in Scorpio season, so us Scorpios are ruling this month, okay? It's transformation season, so I'm in Scorpio season. My birthday's coming up this month, y'all, okay? So we're going to celebrate that, too. All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all on Monday or tomorrow. Let me just say Monday. I don't want to say tomorrow and then I don't get a chance to jump on, but y'all will definitely see me on Monday, okay? All right, my lovelies. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys.